since we're recording this, you all can always go back and watch it. I am Tonya Hitschmann, Director of Community Programs with ALS Texas, if I have not met you before. And while I've been so super excited, and I have, just so you know, I have my yoga mat here, but I'm going to do it later because I don't want to embarrass myself, and I want to be able to watch and hear everything. But I do have a yoga mat, and I'm ready. And I have on the right gear for it today too. But we're so excited that y'all are here. As you know, or maybe you don't know, it is National Family Caregivers Month. For ALS Texas, we hope, I know that we're focused on it, we hope that we're supporting family caregivers of all ages every day of the year, every month of the year, and not just in November. With that being said, November gives us an opportunity from a national holiday that's created to especially recognize family caregivers. So this year, we really wanted, and every year we try to add new things, we wanted to add something a little bit different. And so this is our first ever, but I'm sure not our last, trauma-informed yoga for caregivers. If you have joined me on any event that I have hosted before in the past or any group, you've heard me talk about trauma, how our bodies react to trauma, how our brain is automatically equipped to help us react to that. And there's things that we can do and be mindful of in those reactions to help us process and understand how we are reacting. I have not had the opportunity and privilege to learn about trauma-informed yoga, and I'm thrilled about this. I have seen our guest today in action with many community groups and on social media, and I'm very excited to, I will be quiet and turn it over to Ebony Smith and let her talk about Yoga in the Hood and her approach to trauma-informed yoga and what we're going to be doing today. So thank you all, and Ebony, thank you. We're so excited.
Thank you so much, Awesome One. I appreciate you. I love your yoga mat. Black and white are two of my favorite colors, so that's really cute. Thank you for having me today. Again, my name is Ebony Smith, aka the Ghetto Guru, and I am the founder of Yoga in the Hood, which is an organization dedicated to making wellness accessible to everybody. So we do that in 3 different ways. We go out into communities that are known to be marginalized and have under-resourced things, from wellness to food to access to healthcare. And we bring yoga and mindfulness into that space as a tool for stress reduction, as a tool for healing from the trauma that they're experiencing as a community and as individuals. Then we also go into schools where we teach after-school programs. We have 2 of our amazing instructors online today, so I'm super excited to hear from them. And we go in and we teach trauma-informed yoga as after-school programs. Our curriculum is aligned with the state TEKS, and we teach yoga and mindfulness for health and wellness in that space. And then we also get to do awesome things like this with beautiful community members and large corporations, where we go in and we teach yoga and mindfulness to their staff to hopefully create a space where you can be able to be stress-free at that point in time, and hopefully maybe you'll gain some tools to put in your toolbox to use on a daily basis. So with that being said, we're going to get the party started. You can sit down, crisscross applesauce, as the children call it, if that feels good. Or if not, you can stretch your legs out. You know, just make yourself really comfortable. Maybe you'll begin to rock from side to side as you get into your space. And before we get started, we just want to make it known that just do whatever feels good to your body. If we come across something that doesn't feel good, then we're just going to skip that, okay? So as you get comfortable, then you'll think about where you're going to rest your hands. Maybe you'll rest your hands palms up to gather some good energy, or maybe you'll rest them palms down to get rid of some energy that you might be experiencing. And then I invite you just to begin to relax and come into whatever space you're in this virtual space together. Maybe you'll close your eyes. That feels comfortable. And if not, maybe you'll take your gaze down towards your lap. And we'll just take a moment just to begin to notice. Notice all the sounds around you. Notice where you chose to rest your hands on your lap. Take a moment to notice yourself breathing in and out. Notice on the inhale how your stomach fills up and your navel reaches out in front of you. And then notice on the exhale as your stomach contracts and your navel reaches for your spine. Just take a moment to notice that you are alive. And then notice what it is you're thinking about. And if you're thinking about how the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl, you're right on the money. But I invite you just to take a moment to think of something that you're grateful for. So many things and spaces and people, opportunities to be grateful for. Not only will we practice yoga today, but we'll practice gratitude. For gratitude is truly the right attitude. It's the path to more. Today's mantra or words of affirmation are inhale, I am. Exhale, grateful. Inhale, I am. Exhale, grateful. And when you're ready, you'll take your hands and eyes open or closed, whatever feels good. Maybe you'll begin to rub them together. Just gonna gather some friction, gather some of your own heat, gather some of your own love. And then when you're ready, we'll slow it down. Maybe you'll take your hands to your heart. Notice how your hands feel. Maybe you feel some warmth, maybe a little bit of tingling. And with that warm, tingling sensation, we'll set our intentions for today. Whatever that might be. Maybe you intend to have a stress-free day. You intend to take care of yourself. You intend to be grateful. Whatever it is, we'll set our intention. Together, we'll take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. We'll take our hands down to the side and we'll start just with a little bit of movement. Maybe you'll begin to circle your neck one way, bringing your chin to your chest and then up towards the ceiling. Letting your arms dangle, your shoulders relax. We'll do this a few times one way. And then let's switch it up and go the other. Beautiful. Maybe pausing in any spaces that may feel tight. One more round. And then when you're ready, we'll move it back to the center. Take your fingertips down towards the ground. If you're seated, you can take them towards your lap as well. And then we're just going to move the shoulders. Allow your inhale to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And then the exhale to let them rest. Just beginning to move with the breath. Inhale, lift them up. Beautiful. Exhale, rest. 3 more times, just like that, moving to your own rhythm, your own pace. Inhale, maybe gathering up anything that no longer serves you. And on the exhale, letting it go. Last round. Beautiful. On your next inhale, you're going to take your arms out to the side. And then when you're ready, you'll take your right hand to your right shoulder and your left hand to your left shoulder, or no, opposite shoulders. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. And then you're just going to give yourself a hug. Notice how it feels to be in your own embrace. And we'll take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And then we'll release arms out to the side and we'll switch it out. Right hand on top this time, left hand on bottom. We'll just squeeze, give yourself a hug. Hug yourself like you're hugging your favorite person in the world. Notice how awesome you feel. And we'll release. Beautiful. Take your hands down to the side. On the next inhale, lift your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, take them down towards the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Few more times just like that. Today we're going to be working on our shoulders, opening up through the chest, through the heart, upper back, lower back. These poses are beautiful and awesome for the body, especially if we sit down a lot or maybe do a lot of work on our computers. It's a beautiful way just to begin to loosen up those muscles we use on a daily basis. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your fingertips up. The exhale will bend your elbows, open up your heart cactus arms. Beautiful. This is awesome for the respiratory system. Wonderful for the upper back and shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. 2 more times, just like that. Probably a little bit of TMI, but this pose also helps with releasing mucus from the chest. You can do it seated, standing, or lying down on the back. Last round. When you're ready, you'll take your hands down to the side. Maybe we'll shake them out. Notice any sensations that we feel in the shoulders, in the upper part of the arms. And when you're ready, you'll take your hands to your shoulder blades. Then we'll bring our elbows together in the center. And as we do this, we want to notice if we're leaning back. And if we are, we just want to sit up straight. Top of the head shining towards the ceiling, looking straight out in front of us, and we'll see if we can bring our elbows together. If not, it's all good. But just in that action, just notice the feeling in your shoulders, maybe in your upper arms. And then we'll just begin to release. We'll take it out to the side. A few more times just like that. Inhale to bring it in. Exhale, release. 2 more times just like that. Beautiful rotation of the shoulders. Last one. Take your arms down. Maybe you'll shake them out. And on the next inhale, you'll lift your fingertips up. Exhale, we'll forward fold. Take our belly into our lap. Stretch our arms out in front of us. If you're seated in a chair, you can just rest your belly in your lap. Maybe let your arms dangle towards down your feet. Wherever you are, we'll just hang out here, taking a few breaths. This is beautiful for the lower back, the hips, the sciatic nerve. Beautiful. When you're ready, we'll take both hands over to the left. Same action if you're seated or if you're on the floor. 2 full breaths here. And then we'll take it over to the right. Beautiful. Bring it back to the center for 1 full breath. Maybe we'll take a moment to think of something else that we're grateful for. So many things and people, spaces, opportunities to be grateful for. Together, we'll take a gratitude breath. Inhale, I am. Exhale, grateful. Beautiful. When you're ready, we'll rise from wherever you are. The next inhale will lift your fingertips up. The exhale will take your right hand to the center of your back or maybe the top of your left shoulder. And then you'll take your left hand and grab onto your right elbow. So we want to do the same thing just like we did. We want to check in and see if we've dumped into our belly or into our lower back. And then we just want to lift our heart up. Top of the head shining towards the ceiling. And wherever you are, we'll inhale, lift. Exhale, then we'll lean over to the left side. Little side body stretch here. And we'll bring it back to the center. Inhale, lifts your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, takes your left hand to your right shoulder or the center of your back, whatever feels good. Take your right hand to your left elbow. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, lean over to the right. Beautiful. We'll bring it back to the center. Inhale, lifts those fingertips up. Exhale, we're all going to twist over to the left. Whether seated or on the floor, take your right hand to your left knee, left fingertips pressed back behind you. If you're in a chair, then you want to grab onto the back of your chair. If you're on the floor, you want to press your fingertips into the ground. Either way, we'll all lift our hearts. We'll inhale to breathe in, and the exhale, we'll just twist, looking over our shoulders. Beautiful twist for the internal organs. Beautiful for detoxifying, awesome for the lower back. We'll breathe here for 2 more seconds. And we'll bring it back to the center. Beautiful. Inhale, lift those fingertips up. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus arms. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to bend. Last round. Beautiful. We'll do the other side now. Inhale, lift your fingertips up. Exhale, twist over to the right. Left hand to the right knee, right fingertips pressed back behind you, or grab onto the back of your chair. Allow the inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, twist your torso, look over your shoulder. And we'll breathe it in and out. And we'll bring it back to the center. Inhale, lift your fingertips up. Exhale, bend your elbows. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Last round. Beautiful. Take your fingertips down to the side. We're going to move on to all fours. If you're seated in your chair, you can totally do this pose as well. So I'm going to show you how to do it if you're seated. We're going to do cat-cow. You're going to take your hands to your knees, and you'll just inhale to lift your chest, and then exhale to tuck your chin in. Same motion we're going to be doing. But if you're on the floor, then you can come to all fours. Hands and knees. Spread your fingertips wide, press the ground away from you. You want to have your top of your feet flat on the floor, knees hip width apart, and here we go. The inhale will lift your chin, and drop your belly. And the exhale will tuck your chin, arching your back. So either way, you can do it if you're seated or if you're on your knees. So we'll get started. We're going to do a few rounds of these. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, tuck your chin, arch in the back. Inhale and exhale. This is beautiful pose for the whole spine. Just beginning to loosen it up. Beautiful for releasing any tension in that space. We're going to do this a few more rounds. Really moving to your own rhythm, your own pace. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you're going to bring your spine to straight. If you're seated, you're going to take both hands to your heart. If you're on the floor, you're going to spread your knees wide, bring your big toes together, sink your hips towards your heels, stretch your arms out in front of you, bring your forehead down to the mat, and we'll come into child's pose. Wherever you are, whether you're seated with your hands on your heart or you're on the floor, this is a resting pose. So we're going to just take a few moments just to rest. How often do you take moments throughout your day just to take a moment to take a breath? Take a moment just to rest. When you're ready, wherever you are, if you're seated, you can take your hands down, maybe wiggle them out. If you're on all fours, both ways we'll go into cat-cow a few more times. Inhale, drops your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, tuck your chin, arch in the back. 2 more times, just like that. Last round. Beautiful. So if you're on all fours, we're going to come into a twist either way. So our twist on all fours, we'll take our left hand up towards the sky, and then we'll take our left hand to the center of our back, elbow facing up towards the ceiling, twisting our heart, chin towards the ceiling. If you're seated, then you're going to take your right hand to your left knee, wherever you're seated, and you're just going to lift your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lift your heart up, open up. So wherever you are, we're going to get into that pose, whatever feels good. So we'll lift our fingertips up, then maybe we'll take our hands to the center of our back. If you're seated, you'll take it up towards the sky. And we'll just take a moment just to breathe. Extending the neck, maybe gaze goes up towards the ceiling. And we'll breathe it out. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful release. And we'll do it on the other side. So if you're seated, you'll take your left hand to your right knee, and then your right fingertips will come into the air, open up your heart. If you're on all fours, then you'll lift your right hand up, take your right hand to the center of your back, gaze up towards the ceiling either way, and we'll breathe it out. 3, 2, And one. Everybody gently release. We'll do a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drops the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, arch in the back. 2 more times, just like that. Last round. Beautiful. If you're seated in the chair, maybe you can stand up on your 2 feet. Give yourself a little bit of space. If you're on the floor, we're going to tuck our toes to lift our hips, come into downward facing dog. Then when you're ready, you'll bend your knees, look up at your hands, and you'll take a walk to the top of your mat. And everybody will come into a forward fold. So if you were seated and you're standing, maybe you'll come into a forward fold. And if you came from off the floor, from down dog, you landed in a forward fold. Either way, we'll just hang out here. Maybe you'll bend your knees. Your belly will rest on your lap. Beautiful for not only the calf, but the lower back and the sciatic nerve. We'll let it all dangle. More importantly, in this space, we'll let it all go. Anything that is stressing us out, anything that is no longer serving us, keeping us from being the greatest version of ourselves, we're going to let it all go right here. Maybe you'll sway from side to side. If it feels good, maybe you'll grab onto opposite elbows. Either way it goes, we'll let it go. Any stress, any worries, any fears, any doubts. And when you're ready, we'll rise 1 vertebrae at a time. Take it slow. And we'll all come to standing. Allow the inhale to lift your fingertips up. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus arms, just like we were when we're seated. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. Exhale, bend. 3 more times, just like that. Last round. Beautiful. On the next inhale, lift your fingertips up. Exhale, take your right hand to the center of your back. Left hand grabs onto your right elbow. We'll inhale to lift our hearts. Exhale, lean over to the left, little side body stretch. You might notice some of these poses from when we were seated, so you can also do them from face. And we'll bring it back to the center. Inhale, lift those fingertips up. Exhale, left hand center of the back. Right hand grabs onto the left elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, over to the left, right hand side. Beautiful. Bring it back. Inhale, lift those fingertips up. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll let it all go. Any stress, any worries, any fears, any doubts. When you're ready, you'll take your left fingertips down to the floor and press into the mat. If you're seated, you can take your left hand to your right knee. Either way, we're all going to lift our right fingertips up towards the sky. We'll breathe it out here. 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. We'll take our right fingertips down to the floor. Lift your left hand up towards the sky. Beautiful. And when you're ready, if you're in a forward fold, you'll take your hands down to the floor, take your knees down. We'll come into all fours. If you're seated in your chair, we're going to our cat-cow. So everybody inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, tuck your chin, arch in the back. 3 more times, just like that. Last round. Beautiful. Bring your spine to straight. And we'll all come into a seated position. Crisscross applesauce. Maybe you'll rock from side to side if you're seated in your chair. We'll take our arms out into the side. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, we're just gonna forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times, just like that. Excellent. Last round. Beautiful. Bring your spine to straight. You're going to keep your arms out to the side. Notice if they're getting a little heavy there. And we're just going to rotate our shoulders here. So how we're going to do that is arms straight out to the side, and you'll inhale, lift your palms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, take your hands down. So inhale, palms up, exhale, palms down. A few more times, just like that. Notice what you're feeling in your arms. Nothing good, nothing bad, no judgment. We're just noticing. Last round. You take your hands down to the side. Maybe you'll roll your shoulders backwards. Lifting them up towards the ears and then down the back. And then roll your shoulders forward. And just like we began, maybe you'll circle your neck one way. Chin towards the chest and then up towards the ceiling. Pausing in any spaces that may need some attention. Moving to your own pace. And then we'll go the other way. Beautiful. We'll bring our spine to straight. And on the next inhale, we'll lift our fingertips up. Allow the exhale to bring our hands down towards our lap. This time, palms up so we can gather all this amazing energy we've created. And then I invite you to close your eyes. Find a little bit of stillness. Notice all the sounds around you. Notice where your hands rest upon your lap. Notice yourself breathing in and out. And we'll take a moment to think of all the people in our lives that we're grateful for. All the people in our lives that we love and adore. Maybe as you begin to recall their names, their faces begin to dance in your imagination. And you begin to pay gratitude for each and every last one of them. And the love that you share, the memories that you've made, the time that you spent. And as you begin to recall these names of the people that you love and adore, the people that you're most grateful for, I invite you to notice where you put your name on the list. Where did your name fall on the list of the people that you love and adore? Where did your name fall on the list of the people that you're most grateful for? If for some reason your name did not make the list, I invite you to put it at the very top. For you are an amazing human being, amazing from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet, beautifully created to do wonderful things. So of course we should be grateful for you. Inhale, I am. Exhale, grateful. Inhale, I am. Exhale, grateful for me. Just take a few moments to sit in this gratitude. Gratitude for those that we love, and gratitude for ourselves. For the better we love ourselves, the better we can love everyone else around us, depending upon that love. And as we begin to bring movement back into the body, maybe you'll begin to wiggle your fingers, maybe even circle your wrists. Circle them one way, and then the other. Maybe you'll lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then let them go. A few more times just like that, lifting them up and then letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Last round. And on your next inhale, you'll lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, you'll bring your hands down towards your heart. And together we'll take a few deep breaths. Everybody inhale. And exhale. Inhale, I am. Exhale, grateful. Inhale, love for yourself. And exhale, love for one another. Beautiful people. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with us. And for that, we are forever grateful. May the divine always bless and keep you. And may its grace forever and ever shine upon you and grant you a peace that surpasses all understanding. Go now and be all you are created to be, and know that the divine in me absolutely loves and appreciates and respects the divine in each and every last one of you. And we'll all say, namaste. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, my name is Ebony Smith. I'm the founder of Yoga in the Hood, an organization dedicated to making wellness accessible to everybody. And we teach trauma-informed yoga, which is a care of yoga where we go in and we make sure that we are conscious of the traumas that people may have experienced and be experiencing, and offer yoga and mindfulness as a tool to begin to combat and overcome that trauma, not only in that space, but when you're triggered, when you're out in everyday life, we give you those tools to help you reduce the stress and anxiety that you may be experiencing and find some gratitude and some light no matter what's going on in your life. I have two of my amazing instructors. Maybe they'll pop on and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what you do at our after school programs. I'll put you on the spot, either one. You probably have to unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Alyssa, and I do 5th and 6th grade at A.W. Brown, and we do coloring, a little bit of kind of like mindfulness therapy where we meditate and try to find things that we're happy for and things that kind of uplift our spirits. And we also do a lot of grounding work where we just like pound into the ground and act crazy and wild and just like get out all of our craziness, you know, because kids are, that's the most fun part that they love, you know. And we just do a lot of movement. And lately we've been just coloring and talking about Halloween and like the fall and the weather changing and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I do for the after school program.
Thank you, awesome one. We appreciate it.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, I've got some audio on my phone, and anyway. Hi, I'm Erin Cruz, and I teach at the other campus for A.W. Brown down the road from Melissa. And we do a lot of the same things. I have the 5th graders. We do a lot of mindfulness activities, some yoga poses. Also, I do some sound healing work in my yoga repertoire. So I'll bring some instruments in for them to play with and just sort of experience that side of everything, and they really dig that. So, but yeah, it's really just giving them kind of a platform to be heard. We always do a little sharing circle where they can tell something about their day and share what's on their mind. and then just get some energy out, get some good movement in. So it's always a good time. They're sweet kids.
Aw, thank you both so much for sharing. Thank you all for having us. You can follow us on all social media at Yoga in the Hood. That's yoga, the letter NDAHOOD. If you want to get some more yoga in, you can also follow us on YouTube, and we got some yoga classes there. Thank you all so much for having us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ebony, and your team, and for everyone that joined us, and the many that I know will be watching this later today or other days in the week. I did want to quickly throw a question out there, and I also want to see if anybody that's watching has any questions.
Yeah.
But for Ebony or anybody that's you have on your team, for Alyssa or Erin, again, with an ALS diagnosis, the trauma begins actually before the diagnosis and trying to figure out what's happening. And that's for the person living with ALS and for everybody involved. We talk a lot about anticipatory grief and that trauma that's happening every day. How important, and I think I suspect the answer, but I want to hear from you, how important is mindfulness and taking this time out and helping our bodies to heal daily from that trauma?
It's like very important because we have to understand whether we are dealing with the trauma or it's secondhand trauma. It lives in us. It lives in the issues in our tissues, and they're gonna come out in so many different ways if we're not taking care of ourselves. Maybe they'll first begin to come out, you're just feeling stressed and anxious, and then your belly will start to hurt, and then your head will start to hurt. So all of those issues that are in your tissues, they have to come out. And so the best thing that we can do for those that we love and those that we care for, the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to begin to gather tools like yoga, like mindfulness, like meditation, to put into our toolbox. So when we have those triggers, when we have those bad days, that we have things that are healthy that are going to continue to help us grow to begin to combat those things. I just cannot begin to stress that enough, like loving yourself enough to take care of yourself. Because the better you take care of yourself, the better you can take care of everyone else. And that might not look like yoga. One of my favorite things is going to get my nails done. And that's a part of me taking care of myself. So whatever you do, whether it's listening to music or meditation, whatever tools that you can gather that are going to help you in those days where you're stressed out or your trauma is triggered, then begin to gather those things, because that's the best thing you can do for yourself. And in turn, the best thing that you can do for those around you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's so important for everyone to realize. And does anybody else that's on today have any questions and that you'd like to ask?
I think this was very helpful, and I think it's something that I will definitely refer back to. I've never done any kind of yoga, so, but I never thought about like raising your hands and all of that as being any part of it for some reason. But I appreciate you doing this for us.
Oh, thank you. How did it make you feel, if you don't mind me asking?
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I'm really stressed this morning, but I still feel like some of that is gone.
Yeah.
And I think I can go ahead about my day and do what I need to do. Easier.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for spending a little time with us today.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, everyone. Again, we have recorded this. We will send the recording to all of you in an email follow-up within the next couple of days so that you'll be able to access this. Like Charlie said, go back to it over and over again. And I will definitely do that when I'm able to get to my mat.
Well, thank you, awesome ones. And we hope to see you again. Have a beautiful day.
You too, Ebony. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank